Hello, this is Blastix, and I am joined once again by Equestron.
Hello.
Apologies for not having much content. I forgot to upload the videos that I was supposed to upload because we have been making content. I just forgot to upload it all. And so
Oh,
for the
you.
past 2 days, there should be at least 4 new videos with the creepypastas and the tier 1 and 2, season 1 and 2 ranking videos. And now we're up to season 3.
Fun. The best season.
The best season if you want to if you need time to be if you're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
All right. And while I'm on that subject, let me get the songs one up because there is a large number of songs in season 3 even though it's a shortened season, which is yeah. All right. So let's get started cuz yeah, we're all right, let's just all right. We're starting off with season Season 3, Episode 1, The Crystal Empire, Part 1.
Mhm.
There it is. And it's a weak season opener! Yay!
Uh,
Alright, I put it in 6, and then you put it at the middle of B.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just gonna double check recording. Yep, okay. Alright, just making sure. Just making sure. I'm a bit paranoid of that. Alright, yeah, okay. Alright. Just paranoid. Anyway. There was nothing really bad about this.
Mhm.
It was just really, really, really boring.
Right.
like, like it, like. Yeah, the thing is that I'm gonna move on to part 2 in the same breath because it also gets a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
It
I
it it,
mean,
it is a little better, but not by much.
right. Like, I mean, it has like cool world building and a cool like looking villain, but like compared to like previous season premieres and even like coming off of the season finale of two, like it's very weak in comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
King
Th-
Sombra is no Queen Chrysalis, that's for sure.
this is definitely a scenario where being where like yeah, we don't have much to talk about with this one, and that's kind of one of the worst things we can say about an episode because if we don't have anything to say, then you didn't do a good job of leaving an impression. Even bad episodes like Mare Duel leave
Mhm.
an impression on you, a bad one, but an impression nonetheless.
I mean, it gives you something to talk about.
Yeah, but it is definitely worse that it is an actual bad episode, but being somewhere in like low 7 and 6 is kind of just bad in its own way.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought it's like one for me. I thought it was like kind of like I thought it was like fun, but ultimately like meh at the same time.
yeah, fair. Yeah, yeah. So not much to say. We're moving on.
Mhm.
Episode 3, Too Many Pinkie Pies, and already it's a bit of an improvement. I
Mhm.
put it in 7, and you put it in
A,
lower A.
yeah.
I would say that like it's definitely a little more enjoyable. We get the orange memes from this one, and also the paint drying scene gets us a
Mhm.
few moments that are repeated. Um, I think I'm trying to think about why it's not like in like a low 8, and I guess maybe it's because it has similar problems that it's kind of boring, but thankfully not as boring as the season opener.
Mhm. Yeah. I personally like this one. I mean, coming off of the season opener, I really like this one having a more energetic side to it. And I also generally like Pinkie Pie episodes. They're a lot more madcap and a lot more zany, and I usually find those like kind of like a breath of fresh air after like kind of more quote unquote grounded episodes, I guess. And I think the paint drying scene is like one of my favorite scenes of the series.
Hmm. I think it is in Pinky's top 10 moments, but
Hmm.
not like near the top for me. I think that's to
Right.
come in season 4.
Hmm.
Yeah, season 4. Yeah, definitely season 4. Okay. All right. Yeah, not to mention the apple, no, the orange frog. There, people remember this, obviously. Yeah.
Right.
All right, and now we have episode 4, One Bad Apple.
Hmm.
I'm putting it in 8, and you're putting it right above. This one was pretty good.
Yeah. Like I always thought like Babseed was like a good character. I kind of liked kind of like this little arc that she has in this one where she becomes a bully to avoid being bully, and it has a really great song from the Cutie Mark Crusaders. And I just thought this was a very like enjoyable episode that like it's I don't really have like if I ever felt like doing like, oh, I'm just gonna do everything right wrong with every My Little Pony episode. Like I probably wouldn't find too many faults with this one for me.
I honestly still can't believe the last one was our collab.
Yeah, and unfortunately, work gets in the way of doing anything more.
And hanging out with me is only reserved for the weekends.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah. As much as I complain about my job, it's nowhere near as bad as yours. As far as time to yourself, I mean.
Right. No. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and getting back to the song, yeah, compared to the 3 songs in the season premiere, Bab Seed, the song is it's like really solid in a season
Hmm.
with very good songs.
Yeah. That one was definitely like as you would say, it's a bop.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? And like the moral, like in my off time, I usually listen to a lot of Reddit stories where like most of it is just about entitled parents and people just being stupid in relationships, but some of it also involves kids being mean to each other,
Mm.
and like the moral that like talking to like a person that you trust, like that fucking Sonic Says thing about like yeah, like talking to older people that might listen to you is definitely a good lesson, but like and I feel bad for the people that the kids that like don't have a like parental figures and such that won't help them out, and that
Right.
it doesn't affect the episode in any way. It's just like it's an unfortunate thing that happens in real life that thankfully does not happen in the world of Equestria.
Hmm.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
We'll get to an instance of it next season.
Like one of those not often kind of a thing
Actually,
that
wait, no, it
happens.
will be season 5. Never mind, 2 seasons from now.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we'll get to a really bad parent soon. All right. Yeah, and and I like the scene where they're just they like have a really long speech inducting Babs into the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and then just
Right.
like we really should have edited this. Well, it's not. They don't actually say that. It's just well, like you're really flexing that thesaurus, aren't you, writers?
They found they are using up all their words of the day.
Amiga, chum of chums. Yeah, and I love the fact that technically they don't get an official other Crusader after this. Well, there is Gabby, but she's like unofficial.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have to. All right. Next up, where is it? Magic Duel.
Magic Duel.
I give it a 9. You give it a high A.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Trixie episode. I love Trixie episodes. And I like that they kind of build off of her first appearance and kind of it's one of those like this time it's personal kind of episodes.
Yeah, and even though people were like a part of me kind of doubted that Trixie would be good after this, but like aside from her and Starlight shenanigans in the first instance, she comes back. She
Hmm.
is more or less not antagonistic.
No, yeah, she's like more like mischievous, but not in like a I'm a bad person kind of way.
Bad pony.
Bad pony, bad pony. But no, like even when she was an antagonist, I always thought she was a fun character, and I thought it was great seeing her return again. And when she was like when it felt like she was kind of redeemed at the end of this episode, I kept hoping to myself like, oh man, I hope she really does return because she's a great character. And lo and behold, she ends up becoming one of the best like side characters
In
in like the
season
last couple seasons.
6.
Yeah, in season six, and like becoming one of the best like not really foils, but like part of a great duo in like the last few seasons.
Yeah, like she reminds me of like a character from Trails into Reverie, which I'm pretty sure you haven't played yet.
No.
Yeah, like she reminds me of C's group where they're not like goody goodies, but but do help out.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and yeah, but I do think that C's group does it a bit better than Trixie because
Hmm.
she doesn't appear as often.
Right, right, right.
And not to mention, this was also the episode where they introduced the meme about Trixie does not trust wheels.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, there are just sometimes you just don't know what the hell's going to be a meme until after the episode airs.
Yeah, I think they never even mentioned what the context is behind her distrust of wheels. It just she just doesn't like him.
Yeah, I don't think they ever went into it.
Yeah, I the same the doesn't like Twilight also not like quesadillas and they not look into it.
No, no. The context of that one specifically again is they're in the party cave. Fluttershy goes over Twilight's profile and then Twilight just says they're too cheesy.
Oh yeah, she doesn't trust cheese, I guess.
No cheese, Gromit.
Yeah, she and Wallace would not get along.
That reminds me. Maybe she'd be like in fucking close shave at the end, and she'd be like, "Not even Wensleydale. What's wrong with Wensleydale? Ah, Gromit." All right. Sleepless in Ponyville. 10.
10.
That fucking John Driver clip. 10. Yeah. So this is a Scootaloo getting becoming honorary sisters with Rainbow Dash episode. So obviously it goes in number 10,
Right.
and you put it at the back of A. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great episode. But I guess compared to other like great episodes, this one probably isn't wouldn't be as high. But I do love I do love that it's a Scootaloo episode, and I do love that it eventually becomes a nightmare, not Nightmare Moon, but Luna. Have an appearance by Luna.
One of Luna's CMC episodes, which we will
Yeah,
get back to next season.
yeah. And so as one of I think this was like the start of her interacting with the CMCs, right?
Yeah, and then does it again next season in For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils, and then in season 5 after the wait, or was it before? No, yeah, it was before with Bloom and Gloom, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then I really like that scene in Bloom and Gloom where they're all in the dreamscape together.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that would happen that happened like a couple times, but it's fine. Uh,
Right.
if
No, but yeah,
anything,
as a first like Luna CMC episode, this was a very strong effort.
yeah, and now that I think about it, hmm, I do have an idea. Um, yeah, it's ooh. Using my phone for this is not as easy as you'd think it would be. Yeah, because I just thought of a really good idea, a follow up to an idea I already had. Where the fuck did it go? Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, that makes it look weird. Hold on. Gonna separate it from the others. Spacing. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. All right. Yeah, yeah. The problem with this thing is that I don't like have two monitors that I can't just like switch between.
Right, right.
Anyway, yeah. Of course, there's Rarity having way too much luggage, and Sweetie Belle is like, okay, I'll carry it around, sure. Yeah, another thick as thieves. She'll just willingly be a slave, just like Spike. Uh, we'll get to Spike being abused soon, next season, and a little bit later this one. But yeah, like this one is very nice. Scootaloo goes under, is now under Rainbow Dash's wing and becomes honorary sister. Though, of course, if you know me, I'd prefer it if there was a mother-daughter dynamic, but that's neither here nor there. Fanon, am I right?
You fanning. Fanning, am I right?
All right, and now we have Wonderbolt Academy. I give it a 9, and you give it
E.
low B.
Mm.
This is the introduction of a character that we only see one other time, Lightning Dust,
Yeah.
who is supposed to be like this big scary rival for Rainbow Dash, but it's like, yeah, we don't see her again until season 8.
Pretty much.
You know, and you thought Trixie took a while to show up again. That's nothing compared to this.
Yeah. And Lightning Dust doesn't even get a redemption arc. She gets just launched into the sky and never seen again.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think that the characters they chose to redeem were good choices. They even fucking redeem Angel Bunny in season 9.
I know, right? Of all
I'm
characters.
looking very forward to getting to that one, but yeah. But yeah, like and yeah, it shows that this is basically what would happen if Rainbow Dash doesn't have any friend, like a dark mirror, I guess, of what
Hmm.
she would be like if she had no loyalty.
Hmm.
Just trying to be a Wonderbolt to try to be the best, but then and I really like the scene where Dash literally is like, if you want to award recklessness and putting ponies in danger, then she quits.
Hmm.
And like that, like that's a big reason why she's my favorite,
Right.
because loyalty is something that I value almost as much as honesty.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Like, but yeah, for me, like I do think it's a fine episode. It's just that like I generally don't get that excited about Rainbow Dash episodes. And but this one, and then there will be one later on down the line that I enjoyed. But yeah, this was one of the better ones, I believe.
Yeah, like, it would be boring if we had the same exact opinions.
Yeah, it's just that like no, it's just that like not like oh I'm looking for a fault in this episode. It's just I mean I do feel like Lightning Dust is kind of like a there kind of villain. And I'm just like, oh look, a Dark Mirror to Rainbow Dash. Okay, kind of a thing. It didn't really get me like pumped for the episode when she was first introduced and started being like mean. So I didn't really like not I didn't really care for the arc, but just I wasn't as invested in the arc as some others may be. But
Yeah, it's
I do like that Rainbow Dash is good enough to be like, you know what, I'm putting my hoof down because you're not nice. I don't like you.
yeah, and and this is of course the start of Dash getting climbing up the ranks of the Wonderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when we'll get to when she actually does in 3 seasons, and there will be words for that one.
There will be words.
And all, yeah. Dash is an unfortunate has an unfortunate track record.
Mm-hmm.
Like for every good episode, there's usually a bad episode somewhere around the
Right,
way.
right, right.
But yeah, we'll see more of that as we get back into the longer seasons. But right now, Apple Family Reunion. I will put it as a high 8, and you put it as S. Ooh, what another discrepancy.
Yeah, I love Apple Family Reunion. I mean, loved it so much that like I couldn't decide what was my favorite Applejack episode in my top 10, so I just made an 8.2 kind of a thing. Uh, but yeah, no, unlike Rainbow Dash episodes, I whenever Applejack has an episode, I get excited, even though Applejack is sometimes 50-50 on if it's going to be a good episode or not. Uh, but I did enjoy the like seeing the rest of the extended Apple family, and of course it didn't really go into the parents just yet because audiences weren't ready yet
They
for
were
it.
not ready for the glory that be the parents of Applejack, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom.
Yeah. Uh, and then I did like the little arc that Applejack has of like trying to make the best family reunion ever, but she ends up like ruining it. So it's one of those like becoming the antagonist in your own story, but she doesn't do it out of malice or anything. It's like one of those the road to hell, which is paved with good intentions. And I did like that kind of escalation of comedy and like and how Apple Bloom and Babseed like couldn't get a moment just to hang out. They're always caught in these like weird like games that Applejack makes. And of course the song at the end is was like kind of the cherry on top for me.
Yeah, it's the difference between it's the difference between a boot camp and a summer camp,
Right.
if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
So Applejack is basically like they have to be doing these specific things. They have to do this for this specific amount of time, and then we move on to the next thing.
Hmm.
Versus at a summer camp where it's more just like you do what you want. There are scheduled events, but you can basically just do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
And so, yeah, so basically, just like next time, just do that instead.
Hmm.
Yeah, and of course, "Raise This Barn" is a fantastic song.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's also like the first Applejack centric song we got.
yeah,
Hmm.
and I mean,
And
of
for
course, it would be
as
in an
the first
episode
one,
like this.
and as the first one, it was a pretty great one. Kind of came out swinging with that one.
I argue that Applejack hasn't had a bad song.
Yeah, she hasn't had a bad song.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, when we get to Equestria Girls, we'll see another one.
Yeah.
But right now, all right, yeah. So, all right, that's not the right order. That's not the right order at
That's
all.
all right.
No, wait, no, is it? Or wait, no, wait, no, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, cause the next 4 episodes kind of have a weird thing where like they're sometimes in the wrong order on
Hmm.
streaming platforms and Google Play and the Apple Play Store.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we'll go in this order specifically. Next is Spike Your
Okay.
Service, and I don't hate this episode. And you put it at the bottom. Oh,
No, I
this is
hate this episode. Well, I do. No,
all
I
right.
just
Before you rip it to shreds, let me try to defend it a bit.
okay. That's fine.
The Dragon Code is dumb. Let's not mince words there. The Dragon Code is stupid, and the fact that Twilight is just like, oh well, you can't just override a Dragon Code. Series of a dragon. You know nothing about dragons. You know nothing.
No,
It's
nothing.
it's it's like that quote from Kingdom Hearts. You know nothing and can understand nothing.
Mhm.
But yeah, like yeah, okay, it is a stupid code. Two, Spike being bad at chores. Yes, that is also stupid. And the yeah, and the fact yeah, and like you could wave it away saying, "Ooh, Spike was over eager to basically do chores for somebody else," and I'm
Mhm.
and I'm like, I guess, but yeah, which is why I think with just a couple of tweaks, it could be a really great episode.
Right.
Like make it so that the only reason why Spike would fail at making a pie would be like he not being used to Applejack's kitchen for one thing,
Right.
and but he would still succeed regardless. And then
Hmm.
like he would be really good at Rarity's place helping with her dishes or whatever because he's actually
Hmm.
been there before and has helped her
Right.
out.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I don't like this episode is because they sort of, I guess, what would you say, flanderized Spike in this one.
I would just say it's a weird form of character derailment.
Yeah, it's like I just feel like oh like I mean I get that he would struggle at certain things, but I don't think he would struggle that much considering that he's been Twilight's assistant for like a really long time. Like certainly should know how to do certain things and not fail at them so much when it comes to Applejack.
Yeah, it is very weird. Like yeah, yeah, and yeah, just change it that they're that like Spike is being very earnest and offering his help in these ways,
Hmm.
but like Rarity and Applejack feel bad for it, and of course I think the rest of the episode outside of those two instances should be perfectly fine. Like
Hmm.
him assembling the stone tower, Rainbow Dash knocking it down,
Hmm.
and then trying to fake a Timberwolf attack only for a real Timberwolf to show up. Like I think those parts after those two are perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I think the climax of the episode is perfectly fine. I just think with Applejack faking being attacked and all that stuff, and then a real one showing up, and I do like the opening as well, where Applejack takes on Timberwolves and stuff. But I feel like the big middle in between where it came to the main storyline, I was like I did not I was like it wasn't really funny to me, and I always thought it was kind of boring as well. So that's why it's like very low for me on the list.
Yeah, and it felt more like Applejack was just like was like I get okay mm, it it's difficult to put into words. Like a part of me feels like that she was just humoring him, but and like he was doing a bad job, so she didn't ask for anything else. But like in reality, it was just like she wanted to rectify it and give Twilight Spike back, and I don't
Hmm.
know. Yeah, like if they had just made it so that he was actually good at the things that he honestly should be good at, and just make it
Hmm.
so that if there are any problems, then it's just him not being familiar with Applejack's kitchen at all.
Right.
Yeah, but still succeeding in the pie and helping Rarity out at her place.
Hmm.
Just like things that make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like fix the broken logic, and I think you could have a better foundation for an episode.
Right. That's kind of like one of those like I mean like maybe like he's just like really good at what he does, but Applejack doesn't really like want him to help out, but he still keeps doing
Feels
it.
bad like she's taking advantage of his efforts and such.
Yeah, things like that.
Well,
And being
like
like,
she doesn't she's like I know about the Dragon Code and everything, but you're Twilight's number one assistant, and
yeah,
then just I feel bad for taking advantage of you like this.
yeah. It's like, but Spike will continually like help out around the house and doing all these chores, and he's doing like a pretty decent job at it. But it makes her feel bad that she's asking him to do it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see that poking through, but there are definitely like the middle is definitely a bit of a bit of a quagmire to wade through.
Hmm. And not the giggity kind of quagmire.
Yeah. Who else but Quagmire? All right, and all right. Next up, we got Keep Calm and Flutter On. I give it a 9, and then you give it a low C.
Mm.
Um, just having Discord back as a whole, even if he's being like a bit of an ass like this, is just great.
Mm.
Like, okay, I'm actually kind of curious why you don't like it as much.
I mean, I do like where it kind of leads because I generally like the Fluttershy and Discord dynamic. But this was an episode I felt like it should have been a two-parter because I felt like Discord's like kind of turn to being like, okay, I'll be okay now. Like happens with to me, it feels like it happens like the literal like last 3 minutes of the episode. Like and after like 20 minutes of him being a jerk and him just ruining everything, and then once Fluttershy's like, you know what, I don't want to deal with you anymore. He's like, oh wait, I'll be good, I swear, and then roll credits. I felt like to me it wasn't an earned beat, and so that's why I kind of feel like this episode this episode would probably be higher for me if it was like a part one of him being a jerk, and then part two is where like Fluttershy, is like, you know what, like I'm sick of this, and having the fallout from that and leading to him being like, okay, like you know what, I'm gonna give being a good a shot because you were nice to me. So this one it felt like two episodes in one, and we'll get to like a better example of it a little bit later where I thought they did it pretty well. But here I just felt like it was too rushed for me to have much of an impact.
I think another problem that people might have had is not really understanding what Fluttershy did.
Hmm.
But let me try to explain what she did. Because I didn't really understand it at first myself either.
Hmm.
Basically, she gave him something that he's, to our knowledge at the very least, outside of Fanon, never had a friend before,
Hmm.
and building that relationship up and that trust up, and then taking that away from him, like made him realize that he really liked having a friend. So
Hmm.
and so like he was like, well played, Fluttershy, well played.
Hmm.
And so it was like it's a pretty manipulative tactic.
Hmm. Devious Fluttershy, his best Fluttershy.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have probably noticed it on your first watch through,
Hmm.
but it is pretty friggin' devious, and I will
Hmm.
compliment her for doing that.
Hmm.
It's like she literally weaponized her kindness, if you will.
Hmm. Weaponized kindness.
I can give it, but I can also take it away.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I may be out
so,
of kindness, I'm not out of options.
yeah, so yeah, and not to mention him kicking the shit out of Angel Bunny whenever he can is also very nice. And it's just like, and you are right. It does kind of feel a little condensed.
Hmm.
Yeah, and had this had a proper season length, it might have been given the two-parter treatment, like as
Hmm.
like a mid-season two-parter probably.
Right.
But yeah, I get it. There are just problems with shortened seasons that quite a few shows go through. Isn't that right? The Owl House.
We could have had 20
And
more
if only we
adventures, but we
had.
can't.
I would if we had time for 20 more adventures, but we don't.
What could have been?
No, man. Sorry, I was just trying to get some snacks ready for later, but.
No worries.
Oh, man. I've got to wait for next week to get fucking paid. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, yeah, so. Well, yeah, like, don't want to drag out our thoughts too much longer. It's
Yeah, no
just.
worries.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's a solid episode in my eyes, and then it brings Discord back, which will only bring good tidings, hopefully. All right. Now we get to another controversial one, just for sidekicks. We also
Mm.
watch games ponies play together. For the
Hmm.
record, we haven't been watching these episodes together aside from the final three of this season
Right.
because I really just could not watch any of these without, I guess, having someone else suffer through it too.
Suffer.
Hold on, give me a second. I gotta check something. Oh.
What was that?
Sorry. I was just checking out something on Steam.
You playing
It's a
Galgun again?
maybe next time. All right, okay. Keep just for sidekicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is high 7, and you put it in actually a pretty similar position, high C.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
Spike being like he's being selfish and just caring about gems for his cake
mhm.
and not really taking care of the pets. Which yeah, he gets his just desserts quite literally.
Right.
So yeah, so there's not really a problem with that. I guess just maybe it's that these episodes are kind of overdone.
Right.
Like we already literally had this during All's Well That Ends Well in season 1.
Mhm.
So it happening again is kind of just a bit bleh.
Yeah. I mean, this one is fun, but I do think it's like the weaker of the two halves, I guess, because it feels like we're watching the side plot episode. Like if you combined this and Games Pony plays as one episode, this would definitely be like a side like a B plot, and then it would eventually just come together at the end, kind of dealio. And so it just feels like an overlong like we're gonna focus on this on these characters that don't really matter all that much kind of episodes.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you're watching like an animated sitcom like The Simpsons or Family Guy, and it just focus on like a character focus on a character and a side plot that you don't really care about for a whole 20 whole minutes when you wanted to see the actual funny thing happening.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Hold
Yeah.
on. Sorry, I'm just adjusting something. Hold
Mhm.
on. Oh man, this month is going by fast.
Oh yeah, we're almost at the halfway point.
Uh, anyway, um, yeah. And I just like Zakora just comes along when he's tied to a tree and is just like, "Oh, I can solve your problem. Just give me a gem." And then he gives her a gem, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna just donate it to this Girl Scout thing." He's like, "Seriously, come on." Yeah, and then he basically pays off Granny Smith when he's rolling a ball of the pets around for better maneuverability, and it's just like, you never saw anything.
Hmm.
And then I really do like when the Crusaders are brought in,
Yeah.
and and like that, and like I like Spike bouncing off the Crusaders does not happen often in this in the show, but I wish it happened more often
Hmm.
because I think he has really good chemistry with all three of them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and it just makes me feel bad that we didn't get more of that. Maybe if we had more of that in season 3.
Mm.
Well, more of anything for season 3 anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
D-
it's good. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah, it's all right.
All right. Games Ponies Play. I disagree. I think Games Ponies Play is actually worse, but only a
Mm-hmm.
little.
Mm-hmm. Only a little.
So yeah, they mistake this tourist for the Equestria Games instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And Rainbow Dash is very adamant on getting the Crystal Empire to host the Equestria Games because Cloudsdale did not host it, and she's still kind of salty about that. And vicariously uh, channeling her discontent through getting the Crystal Empire into the Equestria Games.
Mm-hmm.
And like I get it. And like
Right.
I get it, like you couldn't do like it but it's like fucking uh try like honestly, I would have probably done this if I had a kid. Like, had my child be an actor because I failed to be an actor when I was a kid and teen and
Mm-hmm.
young adult.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is not really good. Like if your kid wants to be an actor, then yeah, support them in that way. But
Right.
like trying to do it like this where you're just like forcing your old dream onto them is just
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Right, right. No, I get that.
And like it feels like that for Dash, but she's not really doing it in a malicious way, mind you.
No.
But she's just using her rough and tumble attitude to pump the other ponies up and help them out when things happen. But then as soon as they realize it, they fucking fall to pieces.
Yeah.
We got the wrong pony. No, I mean yes.
But yeah,
And
like I rank this one a little bit higher because like I was saying with the last episode, feeling like the B plot. This feels like the A plot of an episode being, like this is the actual thing that we wanted to see, kind of deal.
Eh,
And like
yeah, you know what?
and
You've convinced me. I'm rating it a little higher.
yeah, and I did like the shenanigans that they're kind of putting themselves through with the tourist pony. I don't think did she ever have like an official name or did people
No,
just call her?
no. Just well, I probably in the
I know I,
credits she had a name, but
yeah, I
prob
know that she had a fanon name, but I forget if she had like an
yeah.
official
All right,
name.
hold on. Be right back.
Uh-oh.
Bathroom.
Uh-oh, there he goes.
we've been going for like 40 minutes. And this is the shortest season of them all. We gotta wrap this up.
Well, we're almost there. We got one more episode to go. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I definitely like this episode more than the other
Magical
one. That's
Mystery
about it.
Cure. I think it's a 10.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on. I'll just double check that. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's in the 10 and yeah, and you put it in high A.
Mm.
Season finale of season 3.
Yep.
This is the episode you're probably saying about.
Yeah. Yeah, like it definitely feels like they packed 2 episodes worth of songs into one, and I kind of wonder if this was meant to be a two-parter as well. Like, but I think with what they had, they did a really good job in condensing it.
Yeah. Okay. To be clear, the number of songs in this episode is 7.
Yeah. So pretty much like they really did have 2 episodes worth of songs into one, and it is kind of a shame that they didn't really try this kind of approach again because I kind of liked like the musical centric nature of it. And I did think, but despite like my sort of my issues with like the pacing and whatnot, I did think this was a really good episode. This was a very underrated episode because I know there's a lot of mixed reactions when it came out, but I was in the camp of like loving it when it ended.
I'm really. Are you sure people didn't like it?
Well, I mean, I know people weren't really big on probably becoming an alicorn and all that stuff. They just wanted the status quo kind of a deal.
Afraid of change, are we?
Yeah. And this
Reminds me
this
of
was the episode that came before Equestria Girls came out, and so people were already like, oh, this is the beginning of the end of My Little Pony and all that stuff.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. I'll multiply that by 208. So this one is right in the, well, not in the right in the middle, but yeah. So this one has a rating of 208. There we go. Yeah. I rate the episode. Well, I rate the seasons, and if you multiply the rating for 3, it gets to 208. So it's better than season 1, but not as good as season 2, apparently,
Okay.
based on
Mm-hmm.
math.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I would like I'm not like sorry.
Yeah.
Unlike the single episode finale of season 1,
Mm-hmm.
where I just go to a fucking party and do all that stuff and bad things happen and you feel bad because you've been with these characters for like 10 years. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like this one is like it is not just an episode that challenge that like goes into everything that that these ponies literally stand for, their identities, their talents. It also changes the status quo in a big way, and it is able to accomplish that in a single episode more than whatever the hell they did for Best Night Ever.
Right.
Yeah, singular
Mm-hmm.
episode season finales can work. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, and this is picture proof of that.
Yeah. It's like, and also like, were they like not sure that that they were gonna have more seasons, so they kind of wanted to pull out all the stops for it.
I believe, eh, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Because
Judging by how,
I've
judging,
always been I've always been curious about why the season was so short and why it kind of went the way that it did.
I think I think it was based on two things: that they thought that they might not have a season 4 and they were going to end it with Equestria Girls,
Hmm.
or or the thing that I think is actually what it is that they wanted to get it to a specific number of episodes in order to be able to be shown in syndication.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so there's a specific number of episodes that a show must have in order to be run on syndication, and I believe the number is exactly uh, is
Six.
65 exactly.
Okay. All right. I understand. I get that. And I was also like wondering maybe they cut it short because they're simultaneously working on Equestria Girls
That
and
could be
wanted.
too. That could be as
Yeah.
well. But considering we're gonna have full seasons and an Equestria Girls movie in between each of those, including shorts,
Yeah.
that is not exactly true. I think.
Yeah. I don't know, or maybe it was like this was like their first run at it, and then realizing, hey, it's like, hey, we could actually do more episodes while making an Equestria Girls movie, and
Yeah.
so the next movies are more comfortable with the scheduling.
Yeah. And like yeah. But yeah. Before we go back to Equestria Girls for a second. Yeah. Final thoughts on Magical Mystery Cure. It was a very good season finale. I would say it's in my top 5 season finales, including
Mm-hmm.
two-parters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is a really good one.
Yeah. And yeah, and like as for the songs, I'd say I only really didn't like actually the song where they're going over their changed cutie marks right after the opening song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
after that, it's literally 4 bangers in a row. Gotta Find a Way, True True Fan, Celestia's Ballad, and Behold Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah.
And
I
the
think
opening and ending
True
song
True
are all
Friend is my
right.
favorite. Yeah, True True Friend is my favorite of the songs in the episode.
uh, like I rated all 4 of the middle songs a 10, so I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not entirely sure because I think they all are
Mm.
really solid
Yeah, no,
for
definitely.
different reasons.
Mm.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have a big musical episode like this until season 5 for other obvious reasons, but we'll get to that later. Now
Right,
then,
right.
as far as how we're going to be tackling Equestria Girls, you might be thinking, well, why not just lump in Equestria Girls movie 1 right now because we've already watched it.
Mm.
One, we've watched it multiple times, so that's
Yes.
irrelevant. And two, um, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do all of Equestria Girls after we finish season 9.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So what
So
we'll do,
all the movies, the specials, and the shorts.
yeah. So after we do all 9 seasons of the show, all of the regular shows shorts, um,
Mm-hmm.
the movie in 2017, Rainbow Road Trip. After we do all of those, then then we will do a big video about ranking everything from Equestria Girls.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Yeah,
So it's
including
I'll,
all of the shorts, all of the
mm-hmm.
choose your own adventure options. Although
Mm-hmm.
the regular videos outside of the options are not available, which is all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be watching the Equestria Girls video, well, the movies at the very least, and I'll watch everything else on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll also watch the specials, but I don't know.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, but I'll watch the shorts, the music videos, the choose your own adventures on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And you've already watched them extensively for your videos, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll call it there for now, cause I'm itching to play Dokapon Kingdom, and we've already talked long enough about these things.
Sounds good.
Yeah, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Man, I've okay. Yeah, making it anniversary edition because that's what it is. It's an anniversary edition of it all. All right. And with that, we're going to call it here. And next time, hopefully, we'll have something out. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
All right. Bye
we'll
bye.
figure it out. Bye bye.